Hey everyone, today we're diving into a scene that'll make you want to stomp your feet. You won't want to miss this. Teddy passed out in despair, and when he woke up, the nurse was giving him a cheer up champ session. He finally remembered the big truth. Subtitle, he was actually Radis. 2 springs ago, Teddy made a heartbreaking decision to kill his wife. Since his wife was battling depression, he didn't step up as a husband, which led to a tragic ending that haunted him. Teddy couldn't bear his child's murder, so he created a fantasy to escape. Dr. Corey told him not to slack off or overthink. 9 months ago, they woke Teddy up, but he soon slipped back into his world. This time, everyone came together hoping to fully restore Teddy. Days slipped by quietly, and soon, Teddy was lazily sitting on Stone Street. Dr. Sean strolled over, shook his head at the horizon, as if saying, "Sigh, life really is a comedy." They all felt powerless. Teddy managed to mistake Sean for a waiter, meaning their treatment was a total flop, and Teddy was facing a more shocking surgery. He was about to be transformed into a thoughtless zombie, and before long, the surgical team appeared, ready to take Teddy to the fine dining experience. But Teddy seemed to know what was coming. He said something profound to Sean. Did Teddy really not regain his memory, or is he the only sane one? Are they all spinning a web of lies to fool him? The thought sends chills down your spine. He had been eavesdropping for ages because of the fun sounds next door, so he figured he'd take a peek and drilled a little hole in the wall. He thought he was in for a wild ride, but what he saw was a bunch of thugs, with the boss giving a life lesson to his underling. Turns out, the underling had a loose tongue and spilled the bank heist plans to his girlfriend. The boss was not having any of it. Witnessing this scene, the man's scalp went numb, and he was ready to call the cops when a bold idea flashed through his mind. He had been in a car accident that cost him his beloved wife and daughter, and now he couldn't even pay the electric bill. Talk about hitting rock bottom. With potential riches coming to him, how could he refuse? So, after some spy work, he decided if robbers rob a bank, why not rob the robbers? He realized his house was conveniently located between the bank and the thieves' den. Opportunity knocked. His plan? Dig a tunnel in his house and casually snag some cash when the robbers wheeled it out. Not a bad idea. But just as he got ready to hit the jackpot, a woman appeared on the surveillance footage. Oh well, this complicates things. She was his new tenant he hadn't planned on renting out, but softened seeing her alone. She showered him with care, rekindling a warmth in this once solitary man. Little did he know, she was in cahoots with the robbers. The robbers had planted her as a spy under the guise of a tenant, but her kindness made it hard for him to act against her. He secretly put her under, but he overlooked a critical detail, her daughter. The daughter never spoke, raising the man's suspicions. If the robbers caught wind of that, his whole scheme would go up in smoke. One day, he stumbled upon the girl whispering. This revelation freaked him out. That made him ponder how special this girl might be. Why hadn't she spoken to anyone in 2 years? After realizing her secrets, he ramped up his surveillance, and the intel he gathered left him astounded. Turns out, 2 years ago, the robbers had assaulted the girl, scaring her into silence. Upon learning the truth, she broke down. The man seized the moment, telling her that together they could seek justice. She forced a slight smile, cleverly fooling the robbers, but he still harbored doubts about her intentions. Just to be safe, he gave her a calming injection as a precaution. Just as one crisis was averted, another arose. Now the robbers switched to a closed court talk about frustrating. With the robbers' action time dwindling to 2 hours, the man had to act fast to reclaim everything he could. He snuck into the vault ahead of time and quietly snatched the boss money, preparing to frame the robbers. Since he knew the robbers had police protection, they could escape, but they couldn't dodge the boss' wrath. This plan was flawless. Additionally, the man cleverly hid the explosives the robbers prepared for the vault, sheer brilliance on his part. The moment the robbers hit the switch, water gushed into the tunnel, creating a spectacular flood. But it was too late. The robbers' plan fell apart completely, and they scrambled to bolt. Meanwhile, 2 of their accomplices were trapped in the bank, and as the water rose, they had no choice but to trigger. Soon enough, police swooped in while the man strategically stirred the pot at the crime scene. He casually washed off some dirt before rolling out in his wheelchair. The smartest hunters often show up disguised as prey. The man approached the police, asking what was going on, claiming his basement was flooded, and hoping they'd help check it out. After their check, the police found nothing suspicious and left. The man thought he had played it off successfully. However, just as he did, another wave of police arrived. Almost like a cat and mouse game was being played. He opened the door to find, oh wow, it was none other than the neighboring gang boss. He was there to find the woman to escape. The gang boss started pressing for the woman's whereabouts, but the man flatly denied any knowledge. Just then, the little girl appeared behind him, cue the violence aesthetic. The robber sensed trouble was afoot and immediately launched into a grueling interrogation of the man.